This is James Mathers at NAB 2017 for the Digital Cinema Society and New Bay Media. I'm here at the Redrock Micro booth, and Brian Valente is going to tell us about their new products.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you again for stopping by. We've got kind of a handful of new products. Some of these updated since last year you saw them, but some are brand new. I want to start with the the new SLS motor. SLS stands for smaller, lighter, and stronger. This is about 3 times the torque of our current motor and about twice the resolution, but more importantly, it's about 120 grams. It's tiny, and it has a native Movi Pro connector. You have a choice of either digital connector or the Movi Pro. So for anybody doing gimbal work and they want to sort of plug it directly into their Movi Pro, this is a great motor to use. You can use it for focus, iris, and zoom, and it's about $900 a channel. The reason I want to start with that is because that same motor is in our Atlas motor. This is actually the entire system. There's no brain. It's actually built into this motor itself. So all the power and smoothness you get from this is now part of this system. And this Atlas motor I want to show you as part of the Eclipse system here. So I've actually rigged this up to be focus and iris. We have our Halo Solo laser tracking system, which I'm going to demonstrate to you here in just a second. And then we have our Navigator command module. This is the first mini-fizz system. So I've got focus and iris on finger wheels here, and I've got the zoom on a joystick. But you can actually unplug this. It's got a built-in radio, so you can use it as though it was a fizz unit that's going to be wireless. One of the things that is new since last year is we're going to show on this monitor is we've done a partnership development with SmallHD. So coming out, I think in their next version of the firmware, this is going to be an app that's available for all of their monitors, and it's actually an app that you can turn on in the SmallHD menu here, and you can actually see all of the information about the lens and the Halo system and the iris system actually showing up in real time. This is a live display. It's actually going wireless. And as I'm moving things about, you can actually see it changing on the screen itself. So I'm actually going to be watching this. And what I want to demonstrate first is that you can use Halo as first of all, as a rangefinder, just as a reference. So as I'm moving this on the screen, and I know we'll cut away to it, it will actually switch over to a focus reference, and I can actually see the two marks coming together, and there's a little green point that demonstrates that. What's unique about that is it's any camera and any lens, including cinema lenses. The second thing I can do is I can actually use Navigator here to invoke Halo to actually drive the motors and use it for focus tracking. So I can actually, as I'm clicking here, it'll just jump to wherever Halo is, and I can actually then use it just as a sort of a starting point. Like we demonstrated last year, and now this is the shipping version, I can actually hold down, double click and lock it, or hold it down, and as long as I'm holding it down, it's going to continue with the focus tracking. But what's really important, and we felt very strongly about, is we didn't want to just go into a focus tracking like auto mode and then you sort of switch out of it, and there's no really way to use both of them. A lot of systems you see when you switch over, there's a jump or something like that, makes it unusable. So here I can actually hold it down, and then when I release it and actually use the manual focus mode, it actually just switches right into it. So it's what we call the hybrid focusing mode. The last thing I want to show you that's a bit of an interesting preview of a feature we have is this requires a lot of lens information that's going to go along to be displayed on the monitor as part of the system. Normally you have to configure your system to use it. So we developed this idea of what we call Metatouch. It's a feature that involves these things, which are meta tags, and these are little tiny chips. They actually are stickers that you can put on your lens, and our notion is that when you change your lens, you would just simply swipe it in front of your motor. It'll play a little song, and you can see that it's actually changed the lens information and all the configuration that goes along with it. So if you and I are sharing lenses, all I knew is I take the lens, it's got the tag on it, I can read it in, and I don't have to worry about how my system is configured. For people who are doing rental houses, things like that, it's got information about service dates, serial numbers, so you can have a lot more information about it. And they're read-writable, so unlike lens metadata that you get from the manufacturer, it's kind of like that's all you get, you can actually put any kind of information there and then update it. If you want to take the effort to make your information a little bit more specific to your serial number, you can do that. So this is the Eclipse system. Everything I described is you can order now, is shipping in a couple of weeks. Roughly pricing is about $1,100 for the Halo system, $1,300 per channel for Navigator. about $1,200 for the Navigator, the mini fizz unit, and you can find out more at redrockmicro.com.
Thank you, Brian. It's always an interesting place to stop at NAB.
My pleasure. Thanks you guys for coming.